Hey everybody in the VC, happy Record Store Day to everybody. I hope y'all got out there and got what you wanted. Those of you that participate in the holiday known as Record Store Day, uh, I was I am very tired. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning, which is probably a sign that I need to seek some psychiatric help. But I was number 2 in line, so here's what happened. I'll show you what I got here in a second. But two record stores in Fort Worth that Doc's Records and Record Town, you all have heard me talk about. Doc's does Record Store Upright. They do a big, they order all the stuff. I mean, they don't get everything on the list, but they get a ton of it. They have free food, hot dogs, hamburgers, better yet, free beer. Got bands playing out there all day, and people. I've gone there. This is the 7th Record Store Day. I think I went to actually went to the second one, and all of them since. I didn't go to the first one, but went to Forever Young Records out in Irving for the first two, and been going to Doc's for the last 4 years. As always, you don't want to be there after when they open, because they've got a line of 150 people. So if you're looking for something, there's a good chance you're not going to get it. So you kind of have to get there early. But so they get all the records, order the stuff up. Record Town doesn't really participate in Record Store Day per se. They don't order a bunch of merchandise and set it out on the shelves and have people lining up or anything like that. But the owner, for customers that are regular customers, um, he will, when the list comes out a month or so before Record Store Day, uh, if he knows you, he will let you tell him what you want. He'll write it down and he'll order it. Can't always guarantee that he'll get it, but he'll order it for you. And then the week of Record Store Day, 2 or 3 days before, Gerard out there will give you a call and say, hey, you wanted these 5 things. I got 4 of them. I got the whatever, and the whatever, and I didn't get the other one. So, and then you go there on Record Store Day and you just pick it up. He has it ready for the different customers that order through there, but he doesn't do a big thing. So what I do is go through the list, and things I really uh, see that I just can't live without, and I give it to them at Record Store Day. And then when I hear what they got, what they didn't get, I go to Doc's and try to get. And even if if Record Town got everything, I'd probably still go to Doc's, because even though get there crack of dawn and stand in line for a few hours and all that, it's a lot of fun because you see the same people every year, sit there and hang out and talk about records and all that other good stuff, and then you finally get in, you get your stuff, and you get free food and beer. But like I said, I'm really tired because I got up at 4, jumped in the shower, headed out there. I thought I might be the first one in line. The last few years I've been like 5th or 6th or something like that. I was second one in line though. And the reason I went so early was that 2 of the things that I really wanted were the Doors' Weird Scenes Inside the Gold Mine and the Velvet, and another one that I'll show you that I got. But he didn't get, at Record Town didn't get those 2. I got some of the other things I wanted. And so I called Doc's Records yesterday, said, hey, did you guys get these 2 titles? And they said, yeah, we got them, but we only got 1 copy of each, so get here early if you want it. So I did, and I was second in line. Asked the guy that was before me, the guy that was there when I got there, what do you wanting to get? And he told me, and he didn't want either of the 2 things that I wanted. And so I thought, okay, cool. So we got in there, and I don't know how. I mean, I know a lot of people complain about Record Store Day or they don't like it, and that's fine and well, and I see their point, but it's fun. It's like a holiday to me. I like it. Overpriced records, crowds, and all that, and you know, sure, but I still like it. So, but at Doc's, they got a really good system. I know you hear horror stories at a lot of the stores. It's like a shark feeding frenzy, but at Doc's, they come out and say, single file. You can buy 1 copy of any release. You can buy as many records as you want, but you can only buy 1 copy. You can't go in and buy 5 copies of the Grateful Dead or whatever. And they've got everything when you go in boxes. here's the albums, here's the 10 inches, here's the 45s, down here's the box sets and the anything else, and everything is alphabetical. They got the big dividers with the name of the band sticking up there, so it's real easy to find. And you go through, and like I said, you're standing in line for several hours. Everyone's talking, what do you want, what do you want? So people are looking out for each other, and if they're making sure that this guy's first in line and this guy's fifth and this guy wants the Ramones and none of the people in between want the Ramones, I mean, you'll see people, hey, here's that Ramones, and handing them down. So everything's really cool there and goes pretty efficiently. But we get in, I'm second in line. That guy in front of me, I see he's going through and what he's picking out. And I get there, and there's the little divider with the doors on it. And and there no doors there. And I'm like, you know. So I don't know whether someone in the store grabbed that up or something, but it wasn't there. But the other one that I wanted, I got. And then after I got that, I went to Doc's first because I had to be there when they opened, and swung over to Record Town and got the stuff that they had called me and said that had come in, the other stuff that I wanted. So, but 4 o'clock, and it's 4:50 now. So 4 a.m. to 4:50 p.m. I've been running, and this wasn't a good Saturday for Record Store Day because this is my Saturday to do a lot of chores, kind of have to do things to help out my mom and stuff. She's up there and needs some help, and so this is my Saturday when I had to run around to grocery stores and to the bank and all that stuff. So I had to go to Doc's, sit there for several hours, get in, got my stuff, went over to Record Town, then I had to go to a couple of grocery stores, had to go to about 3 or 4 other places, the bank and all. So just been running, and I finally got home. But you all don't really care about that too much, I wouldn't imagine. But anyway, so what did I get? Well, let's see here. I got a pretty nice stack of vinyl. I got everything I wanted except for the Doors album, which would have been really nice to have because I used to have a copy of that. It's a great double album, kind of greatest hits, but also some album cuts that are so it's not just strictly a greatest hits album. I don't have it anymore, and I'd like to have just even a regular copy. But the Record Store Day was on gold vinyl, so that would have been kind of cool. So. But I mean, I did pretty well because I always come away with a few things I don't wanted that weren't there, and spend more money than I planned on, which is kind of par for the course. There's a couple of things I looked at that I just desperately wanted really bad, and then there's some things that I thought, yeah, it might be neat to have that, and then when I got in the store, you see stuff, and you're kind of like, well, okay, yeah, why not? Even though against your better judgment there. But this first one was I heard on NPR they had a little segment talking about Record Store Day a few days ago, and they were talking about some of the releases coming out, and they played some music from each of them. They talked about 4 or 5 different records. So heard this one, and I knew it was coming out, and I thought, well, that might be kind of fun. I don't have anything by them, so yeah. Got Devo live at Max's Kansas City back in 1977. It's a little, what I heard on the radio broadcast was a little harder edge, punker harder edge than their um, later hits. I like Devo. They're fun, I've never bought any records by them before, but I always kind of had they're a fun band. So this should be pretty fun, and it's got Satisfaction, the Rolling Stones song they do, which I always kind of liked, and some other things. But this is early on in their career, and it's a limited edition of a limited edition. I'll look and see in a second here. I'm not sure. So Devo live at Max's Kansas City. This is another one that I saw on the list and thought about getting, but I didn't think I would. And well, hold on, let me see if there's anything. Oh, show you the inside of this. It's on Jackpot Records. So there's the label, and it comes with a little insert that's just sort of information and history about the band. And there's something on the back there. I haven't read that yet, so I'll have to take a look at that here in a bit. I haven't played any of these records yet because I just got home and unpacked stuff and so yeah, just got home not too long ago. Anyway, this one was one I thought about, but I thought, yeah, I probably won't get it. But then when I was in line and I saw it there, I thought, why not? Yardbirds Little Games. This is I think this is the last album that they released. This is Jimmy Page with the band right before they split up and he went on to form Led Zeppelin. Uh, so, heard some of these songs, haven't heard all of them. None of the hits are on here. You won't find For Your Love or Happenings 10 Years Time Ago or Shapes of Things, but it's good stuff. And I didn't know that. I opened it and I didn't pull it out and look at it, but check that out. It's on the Parlophone label and on some cool splatter vinyl. But yeah, so the Yardbirds, and I've got a couple of Yardbirds albums that I've had for years. The Five Live Yardbirds and the other one that's Roger the Engineer with from the Jeff Beck days. I think that's got a couple of the Jimmy Page songs on it, or Jimmy Page was in it at that time. This is one that I got Record Store Day, told them I wanted, and they got it in, and it is a limited to 2,500 copies, and it is Odyssey and Oracle by the Zombies. Of course, they misspell Odyssey there. So yeah, that's an essential album. Anyone that likes 60s British invasion music and kind of 60s, this is 68 I think is when this came out, but this is, if you don't have this, you need to get it. And I actually never had this in this form. I used to have a greatest hits album that had all the songs on it from this, but so that's nice to get that. They had a second Zombies album, and when I was in Docks, they had quite a few copies of Odyssey, which I said I picked that up at Record Town, but I did see it in Docks before then. And they also had this, and they only had one copy of it. And this is, I guess, it's their first album. So, and this is also limited edition, 180 gram vinyl of 1,500 copies, and I think the other one was 2,500. I said. So, same label and whatnot. And you've got on this, She's Not There, and You Make Me Feel Good is one of their hits. It's a really good one. So that's an earlier Zombies album. Now we move into the soul, and here's another one that I got at Record Town. Let's see, is this? Yeah, it is numbered. So Rhino, and it is first album by Otis Redding, and they've got number 635 of 5,000 copies, if you're keeping score at home. And I had not looked at this one either. Let's see, and it is on the Atco label. So there's that. You got Pain in My Heart, of course, because that's the title, but These Arms Are Mine, and then some other songs and covers. Should be, it's got Louie Louie. I don't know if that's going to be like the Kingsman's version or something. That'd be interesting to hear what Otis does with that. I'm sure that's got to be the same song, but we'll see, we'll see. I think I'm going to play that one today, this Otis record, but this next one is going to be the first one I'm going to play here as soon as I get off with you all. Is another one that I got, was his Sam Cooke's last album when he was last released during his lifetime, and this is the one that of course has A Change Is Going to Come on it, which is one of the greatest, might be the greatest soul song ever in my opinion. I think might be my favorite soul song of all time. So yeah, good, some writing on the back there I haven't had time to read yet. And the another thing, that flimsy sleeves again. I hate flimsy sleeves, but they did put it in the polyline sleeve on the inner sleeve. But I love the label on this. Isn't it cool? Got Sam Cooke on there. Got him on the back side. It's like, hey, I'm Sam Cooke. Thanks for buying my record. I'm just going to spin around while you play it. So that's cool. And Sam Cooke and Otis Redding. You can't get any better than that. But you all already knew that. And so next up, this is another numbered edition thing that is limited to 4,000 individually numbered copies. And I got copy 1062. And as much as I love soul music, I'm really not familiar with this guy. I mean, I'm familiar with him and I know a couple of songs, but I'm not real familiar with him. So Donny Hathaway, Live at the Bitter End, 1971. Got a gatefold with a bunch of writing in there and kind of a brick wall on the back there. And the label's kind of cool too. It's got Donny Hathaway, and it's on Atco Records. I know that his the big album is a live album of his, an official live album that came out back in the 70s, I guess, that I've seen a million times but just never heard or picked up. So, but this is from 1971, and I'm not overly familiar with Mr. Hathaway, as I said, so I think I'm going to play a lot of soul music today because I think I'm going to go with Sam Cooke first, the Otis record, and then I'll cap it off with this, and then I'll move on to some of the other things. And see, I got 4 more things here. This was another impulse buy in Docs. I saw it. They only had 1 copy, so I figured, what the heck. I'm Husker Du, Candy Apple Gray. I've got I've got a couple of their albums. I didn't ever have this one. I have Zen Arcade, which is one of my favorite albums of the 80s. And but this one I know has Dead Set on Destruction, which is one of my favorite songs of theirs. Some buddies of mine back in the day, back in the 80s, had a band and they used to play that song. Just sort of a garage band. They never really got out of the garage, but so yeah, Husker Du's, and this was after Zen Arcade, which was a 1984 record. I think this came out in I want to say 86, maybe 85. I don't know. But so Candy Apple Gray, and so of course it is on gray vinyl. So there you go. Looking forward to hearing that. The other one, the one that I had wanted put on the list at Record Store Day, I keep saying that, at Record Town to get, that didn't come in, but they said they had 1 copy at Docs, so they didn't have the 1 copy of The Doors I was counting on, but they did have the 1 copy of the final Velvet Underground album. There's actually one after this, but it doesn't count because Lou Reed and none of the real band is on it. It's called Squeeze, that came out a couple of years after this. But so Loaded, the last Velvet Underground album, and I'm a fan of the Velvet Undergrounds. I don't rate them. A lot of people rate them up there with the Beatles and stuff. I don't rate them that high, and there's quite a few bands I would rate above them, but they are pretty great. And of the 4 albums they made, my favorite would be the 3rd one, and then the debut with the banana on the cover. But this would be this would be number 3 because I don't really like their 2nd album too much. But this is their most accessible, most pop friendly, most hit potential album. They never had any hits per se, but but yeah, good stuff on their final album, and it's on the Cotillion label, and it is on red, white, and pink, even though it looks kind of purple and grayish. But so yeah, and that's good to have. I don't have any VU on vinyl. I've got the box set with the 4 CDs, the 4 main CDs. So it's nice to have this. I'd like to get the 3rd album and the 1st album, and they're around. I just haven't reissues. I mean, not the originals. kind of pricey there. But so yeah, it's good to have that. And so, as I said, I'm going to talk about this girl every damn video I make from now on. And I got the whoops, Lydia Loveless Record Store Day 45. It is one of first song is Mile High, which is a track from her new album, just came out in February, and this was not included, so it's an unreleased track from the sessions of her newest album. Side B is a song called Blind by what's her name, Kesha. It's a cover of a Kesha song. I don't know anything about Kesha other than she's one of those Pop-Tart top 40 girls, so I don't think she's something I would like, but I don't want to say without having heard her. I've seen pictures of her, I've never heard her, but from what I've heard, I haven't heard Mile High yet, but I've heard Blind because they played that on the NPR deal the other day, and this is a pretty good song in Lydia Lovelace's version. I have no idea what the Kesha version sounds like, but they were saying that it's more modern top 40, that dance, electronic, how music sounds nowadays, which doesn't sound very good to me at all. But I am going to go on YouTube and look up the Kesha version just to hear it, to compare it. I don't know that I'll listen to the whole thing, but I might like it, who knows. So I've heard Loveless's cover, haven't heard Mile High. I'm looking forward to that because, again, Somewhere Else, her album that came out in February, is album of the year for me so far, and I think when you check back at December 31st, I'm still going to be saying that, and I am going to do a review of that record that I keep threatening to do. I'll get around to it soon, I hope. But for now, if you don't have her new album, stop watching this video and run out and buy it right now. It's just greatness. And this is on, it looks clear, but it's lime green vinyl. Maybe it kind of shows up some of the green because lime green is Kesha's favorite color. So says Lydia Lovelace in the interview. And you've got a little thing advertising her new album. That's it, Somewhere Else. Go out and buy that today. And if you can get a Bloodshot Records, that's her label. If you send this in or go to this website, you can get a sampler of Bloodshot recording artists, including Loveless, performing at South by Southwest, which is where I saw her in Fort Worth, and she headed to South by Southwest a couple of days after that. So very happy to get that. That said it was 700 copies in the list. On here it said it's limited to 1,000 copies. I'm not sure that I always buy this limited edition stuff for these numbers because they change and you see these things around long after Record Store Day a lot of times, and so I'm not saying that a lot of them aren't rare and limited edition, but I'm not totally sure that every one of them are. And so I'll end with a tribute to our the boss hog of the VC, our fearless leader, Sudboy, or whatever his name is. There you go. You wanted some Stranglers videos? You got it. I'll come back and listen. I'll listen to this 45 and I'll come back and I'll try to stretch it out to 10 videos on the Stranglers for you. But actually, it's old, good old punk rock stuff, so I do like them. It's on green vinyl. A couple of songs from 1977. This is limited to 1,000 copies, it says. And so that's it. If anyone is still listening, Trish, I won your contest, and I thank you very much for. I had fun. That's the first contest I won, so that's always exciting. Thank you for putting the contest on. I always like entering those, and yours was a good one. I hope everyone else is posting Record Store Day videos today of what they got, because I know what I got, so I'm looking forward to see what you got. And have a good one, and we'll talk to you all soon. I'm going to go listen to some records now.